Welcome to the creative side of things,
where we empower and inspire business owners and entrepreneurs to tap into their inner creative,
from standing out in saturated markets
to debunking and challenging the status quo.
We'll learn firsthand from actual small business owners how they've applied creativity, imagination, and common sense to grow their businesses. I'm Javier, Chief Creator and founder of High Ground Creative.
And I'm Megan, founder and CEO of Cheek & Co. Clothing.
I'm Gen X and her dad.
I'm Gen Z and his favorite daughter.
Oh, that's debatable.
Well, it's not up for debate. Together we are creative thinkers,
design experts,
branding gurus,
imagination igniters,
and coffee addicts. Keep listening and we'll prove it to you.
Hey, you might learn something.
Imagine that.
Ready?
Let's get creative.
All right, we're back here to the creative side of things.
Hello, Right Brainers. I'm Megan, your co-host, and this is my other co-host, my dad.
Yes, I am her father, Javier. It's exciting to be back here. We have an incredible guest. And why are we here?
Well, welcome to the creative side of things if you're new or if you've been here before. We are here to empower and inspire business owners, but also just people in general to tap into their inner creative because everyone is creative.
Everyone's creative, yes. Don't say you're not. You are creative.
And we're here to help you find whatever that is.
Right. And yes, can you tell me?
How you're creative?
Yeah.
Well, I've always found you, I wish you would share your paintings. We should share them on Instagram. He can draw, and it looks like a photograph. I have some of your college work, too, hanging in my building.
Thank you. Gosh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
One day I want to do that and not do it for profit or making money or just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to doing watercolors. I do mixed media. So
Yeah.
I do gouaches and watercolors and I use color pencils and ink and
Yeah,
doing that.
we'll have to share some on the stories.
Okay.
Like that cat one, the one of your cat from your childhood.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I really need to see those.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah, I got to get back to that. I just got to find the time. I got to make the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Kristin, I'm going to make the time. Thank you so much.
We talk about that all the time. You have to make time for your hobbies too.
Right.
But do you want to tell them about our season 2, and what it's about?
You make time for Javi.
Of course.
I need to make time for. Never mind.
You need to make time for hobby too.
Hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
We're very formal here. So let me bring a little recap about our season, Acres of Diamonds. Look, we have it on there for season 2. Acres of Diamonds. What does that mean? Well, a lot of people, everybody like us, who want to expand our territory and just conquer the world but a lot of people do that, but they neglect what's in their backyard. There's a lot of gems and diamonds right there in your backyard. Start there. Yeah. So we're focusing this season on
highlighting
our local, not influencers, but influential people that are creating impact in all kinds of ways, personal and business within our community in Delaware. Showing you what's happening here in our state, but also giving you inspiration to look in your backyard wherever you are.
Yes, because we have some listeners outside of Delaware too, so they can go to their local central commerce, like we were chatting, and just really support, collaborate.
Absolutely.
Share
Start
their
here.
local
Do
businesses.
not neglect your backyard because there's a lot of people. And today we have, we've already been having in our season, a gem. And we want to bring, she's been around for here and very impactful locally. So we're going to have a nice conversation.
Now, as always, we like to share our 2 quotes, one from my dad, one from me, to kind of hint at our guests. So mine is, a coffee shop isn't just a place to drink. It's a haven for dreamers, thinkers, and creators. And I absolutely love this quote because I work at coffee shops all the time. It's my favorite place to work. I think I feel very creative when I'm in the atmosphere because I feel like I'm always surrounded by other business owners. I'm always meeting other, business owners and people I know at a local coffee shop.
Absolutely. So. And this is what's great. I mean, if you haven't seen it or listened to it, our first episode of season 2 was the coffee episode.
Yes.
So
where we just blabbed about coffee for 30 minutes.
It is part of our life. It's a lifestyle. It's not, this. We're going to dive into this.
Yes.
It's not just a drink. It is part of our lives. Okay, so to me, the smell of coffee or fresh made coffee is one of the greatest inventions. That's actually something Hugh Jackman said. So
agreed.
A fellow Gen Xer.
Do you have a coffee candle? I feel like you need one. I have a coffee candle.
No, I have one that smells like a fireplace. It's got supposed to be kind of manly, like my
There's
testosterone
one
level goes
from
up.
Bath & Body called Paris Cafe.
Can you get me one of those, please?
Yeah, I got
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But no vanilla.
No, I know you don't like that smell. All right.
I'm not into vanilla.
No.
I'm so excited
Mocha.
for you to
Mocha.
share about our
I was
guest.
going to say, I got a latte candle, and I loved it.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There's certain mochas I don't like where it smells like a Tootsie Roll, but if they do it properly, it smells
Because that's not real chocolate.
No.
No.
Debate me, people. Tootsie
Tootsie
Rolls
Roll?
are
I
not
hate
chocolate.
Tootsie Rolls.
Neither's Nutella. Fake chocolate.
Nutella is more for the hazelnut lovers.
Right. It's a
Yeah.
little more nutty, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think.
Okay.
I agree.
So let me formally introduce our guest. If you don't already know, then you don't know how to read. It's already on your news feed, and you already clicked on the button. So you already.
They already know.
We always do that, like it's some mystery. It's like people already know.
But sometimes, like, I shuffle my podcast, so maybe they didn't read the cover photo.
Okay.
yet.
Okay. That's fair. So she's a listener, and I'm a watcher for podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and then if I'm not watching, I can still listen to it, but I still have it on.
Yeah.
Okay. So our guest is owner, operator, founder, in charge of what's next, chief grand poobah of the House of Coffi in Dover.
So important.
Right. So prior to venturing into her coffee business, which we're going to find out more about, I heard through the grapevine or the interweb that you were in medical device sales. This young lady, especially for over a decade. So she was in corporate America. We're going to really kind of find out what's going on there. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to have a coffee place.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
I love it.
Like she's living my
I feel
dream.
like every like, there's like a thing with little girls' dreams of like having a coffee shop, and I feel like every woman I've talked to is like, oh, I would love to have a coffee shop. It's just like, who wouldn't want one? And
Right.
you freaking did it.
Yeah. So she was born and raised in Dover. So she's a local person who is very involved in her, and you love she loves her community. She is very involved, and she is very creative. But she says, and I've read, maybe she misquoted, she's not an artist, but she loves art and artists. Mm-hmm. Right. So we want to hear about this a little, what she's doing at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't been to Dover and don't know, because if you live in Dover and you don't know where House of Coffi is, then I don't know what hole.
I don't know what you're doing.
But in business, location is kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
Her location in this is like
location.
central of the central part of Delaware. Like
And she
it
was
is an incredible location.
born and raised in Dover as well.
Absolutely. Close to where the legislative people are, all the law offices downtown, and all the big stuff.
Right next to where I got my LLC for the first time.
Yeah, right next to the
Literally
Department of Incorporations, the post office is across the street. Like City Hall is like up there, right?
Right across the street.
Right across the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
So like central. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of embarrassed with this. I want you to say her name because I'm going to mispronounce it. And people mispronounce my name. No, not Kristin. I know, but please.
Oh, Kristin Stonesifer.
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 So without further ado, Kristin Stonesifer. That was really anticlimactic, people. But we are so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
And you brought your cup of coffee. So.
From where?
It's kind of strange. I got a phone call this morning at like 6:58. Like, good morning, sunshine. And the company had come in to turn off the electric because they are rerouting all the electrical wires and giving us a brand new electrical box because it's been there since like 1800. Mm-hmm. And they were going to need to shut us off. And so I haven't been closed in 5.5 years. And so my shop is actually closed.
Oh my gosh.
Today. Yeah.
Is that why you had availability? Or
No, I didn't.
It just happened. You just found out today that
I
this is
just
happening.
found out this morning.
Oh, very last minute.
Wow.
Very last
That's
minute.
not great for a small business.
It was a little. I was like, no, you know what? I was like, I need to paint and I need to do some overhaul cleaning inside. So it worked out perfectly.
Okay.
You adapted, and you're like, how can I use this positively? So that's perfect.
Right.
Yes,
I love that.
it was a blessing.
But you still got your coffee. So did you get it before the electric went out? Or is this cold
There was a
coffee?
question here. It hasn't been answered.
I was like, I need a pot left on for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so you got your coffee. And I always know if someone went to House of Coffi because it's always a black lid with a white cup.
Yep.
And I love it.
Yep. And usually we have our Biggs Art Museum
Okay.
sleeve on there. So we do a collaboration with the Biggs Art
Nice.
Museum, who is really stepping it up.
I love them.
Yeah, they are. I've been seeing that a lot because since COVID, that museum is kind of
We should have them
trying
on.
to get it.
Add it to the list, season 3.
Mike Dudich.
Yeah, I've talked to Mike a few times.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's a good idea.
Now, first off, thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you. And I wanted to have you introduce yourself to someone who might not know who you are fully, or even if they have, just kind of do a little recap of who you are, whether even if it's outside of your business, and just share a little bit about you.
Okay. I am Kristin Stonesifer. I was born in Dover at Kent General Hospital, which is now Bay Health. And I was publicly educated K through 12 at Capital School District, and then went on to the University of Delaware, really expanding my horizons.
Yeah, really venturing out there.
50 miles north.
Yeah. I didn't necessarily want to go to the University of Delaware, but then once I got there, I realized it's a completely different world.
Okay.
And I received an amazing education. Love to travel the world. I've been a lot of places, but I always seem to make my way back to Delaware. I like the cost of living.
Yes.
Yep.
I like
nice.
the climate.
Tax-free.
Tax-free. I like the weather, the 4 seasons, and I like its proximity to the places I love.
Very good.
Back again, and I have 4 children, and being a mother is first and foremost. My family is absolutely the most important thing to me in this entire world. And my second passion is my business, and the art and the community of Dover is very special to me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
Is that enough?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, absolutely. We want to get to know the person, so that you let us know.
Kristin, are you an overthinker?
Wow, you went
I'm
far.
noticing. Just be confident. You did it, and it was great. It was a great intro.
I am not an overthinker.
Okay.
I'm accused of not overthinking.
Not overthinking, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Or
your
a second guesser.
yeah. You have a good good vibe. I sense a good spirit. So
Thank you.
just, I mean, I met you in person just a few minutes ago, but I've known of you obviously for a long time. And we talked about this earlier. We got to have Kristin in here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We got to figure it out.
I'm so happy it worked out.
Yeah, you were like, when we had our preliminary idea for the season.
You were in the list. Yep.
Yeah. So
Quite an honor.
well, it's an honor for us. So thank you for being here. We're gonna. I want you to tell us, because I read a little bit about your journey. You started in corporate sales for medical devices, right?
Yep.
And for over a decade. Tell us a little bit about that, and then I know there's a lot in between, and then how you landed where you are now,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
switch.
The switch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So working for a company named Medtronic with 90,000 employees worldwide, and I was working with the cream of the crop. I felt like every single coworker was either a buttoned-up former military person or a Yale graduate. And here I was, like, University of Delaware. They must not have many applicants, but I slid in there.
Okay. Nice.
You made it.
And I was always honored to work for that company. I loved it. I loved my bosses. I loved everything from the top down. But it was a lot of work, right? And it was intense. And that part I loved. It was constant learning, constantly reinventing myself, maintaining relationships, building business, marketing. Baltimore, Annapolis, Delaware, down to Salisbury. It was a large geography. So I did a lot of driving. And then I had a situation with my daughter where she ended up with a tumor. And I tell this story, and she always says, "Why do you tell that story?" Anyway, everything worked out fine. She went to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, had like a 12-hour surgery. They removed her leg bone, replaced her jawbone, and gave her prosthetic teeth. You can imagine.
That's crazy.
Traumatic, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was 14. What do all 14-year-olds do these days?
I have a 14-year-old sister.
Yeah, she just turned 14 on Sunday.
Yeah.
This is their position that they live in.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they can take a selfie from any angle, and it's always going to look good. They know how to do it. Well, when your jaw looks 18 times the size of the other one, the beautiful face that once existed is no longer there.
Okay.
So now you're dealing with, at any rate, my children are my most important thing. So I could not be in cases or 3 hours away with a child who was going to need me more intensely than ever.
Yeah.
Right.
So therefore, I had already thought about the coffee shop, and then I was like weighing my options. You know, do I make $100,000 a year plus bonuses and, you know, do this, or do I do this coffee shop? And I was just really on the fence. And when that happened, I was like, the universe is telling me, let's do this. You're still going to work really hard, but it's going to be for your town.
For you.
Yeah, well, for my town and for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I'll be available for my family.
Wow.
So that's the story.
Purpose, you know, it's not about the money. The money doesn't drive you. It's, you know, the what this business gives you, the autonomy, the being able to walk, you know, get going there and back, and it's worth more than anything.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing about entrepreneurship is we're never in it for the money because the money's rough, especially when you first start.
Yeah, and
so
there,
that shows that true entrepreneurship when you say no to a solid income to pursue a dream.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, so coffee, I mean, we always talk about coffee, Megan and I, and so that's a part of us, and it's our lifestyle. We use, you know, so for you, is this the same way before, like, or is this a lifelong dream that you one day I'm going to have a coffee shop, but why this?
So I was going to do coffee and cakes. So I used to decorate cakes prior to college, and I love decorating cakes. And it was just, I was skilled, and I'm a good artist. I'm good at it. I've never delved into it like you with all the different types, but I can sit down and draw anything.
Okay.
And I love decorating cakes, and I was going to do Kristin's Cakes and Coffee.
Okay.
Well, as years went on and I was working, I became a very big fan of coffee shops. So any town, any country I went to coffee shops and meet the locals, have a conversation, you know, half broken, where I know Spanish and they know Italian.
Love
and
it.
they figure it out.
Yeah.
And we
That's
just
cool.
sit there on our little espresso.
Yeah.
So the cake part fell off.
Okay.
And I was like, let me just stay real streamlined and just be the coffee perfectionist aficionado.
Nice.
Now, when you said...
Love that word.
Yeah. When you said the universe, you know, kind of pointed that way, when it came to finding a spot, was that the same way? Did it kind of work out, or did you really have to search?
Yeah, I had about like 5 different spots, and I was always driving past that corner, and there was never anything in it. They had like maybe 5 different renters. They never lasted. It always looked broken down. There was weeds growing all over the place, and I was like, you know, I just kept looking at the parking spaces every day for probably 3 years. Always 8 parking spaces right up front.
Yeah.
And so finally, I said, I really have to go I have to go see this place. So I walk up a broken, like, pathway of grass, because there was no patio. There was no anything up in the front.
Okay.
It was just all weeds. I had to break through weeds to get through this little door. And I go to put the key in, and the lock on the key is a heart.
Okay.
It's a black, what is that called? A wrought iron.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a hammered wrought iron heart, and then there's a big brass, like,
So the
keyhole.
knob is shaped like a heart.
The
The actual keyhole.
The keyhole.
keyhole is the round
Okay.
regular keyhole, but around that is
a heart.
Wow. Okay.
is a
That's
hammered.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I saw the heart, and then I opened the door, and I was like, as soon as I opened the door, the vision was,
Ooh.
You just saw it.
yes. I was
It's
like,
so pretty.
That's
in there.
powerful.
I love the exposed brick, and it's just so cozy.
and the wood,
Yeah, it's so pretty. Yeah.
all the natural
It has,
elements.
like, how could it be anything but a coffee shop?
I don't even remember. Like
I don't remember what it looked like before House of Coffi.
Like when we were seeing when you started, I'm like, she's only been. It's like it felt like you've been there forever.
Yeah, yeah.
So, a little funny story about that. I went into a shop one time, and I was looking at pictures, just old pictures of Dover to put in the coffee shop. And the lady said, "Oh, are you the owner of the House of Coffi?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, this gentleman came in here, and I think his last name was Kuda Ferris, and he's like lived in Dover, and family owned that building. And she said, he would love it if you had like some pictures or something up. And within a couple of weeks, there were photos of the coffee shop when it was a family living room.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because that building is really old. That's right.
Yeah. And so it was a living room, and there was or a family room, like TV with like the plaid couch from the 60s.
So it was already like a loving little space at one point.
Already, there was a lot of love in that, and they would host like family events in the dining room, which is now the lounge, up the steps.
Up the steps, okay.
Up to the right when you come in, that little area,
You know, especially now in my age, I'm like very conscious of energy and just those vibes. So when you walked into that space originally, you felt a good lightness about it, you know, right? So
I was like, I have to be here.
Okay.
This is me.
You know, I've been to places where you walk in and you feel there's heaviness, like tightness in my chest, and there's just some spaces that don't really. So
do this.
Okay, and I just get them out.
Yep, just leave. Just leave.
You know, I've been told that I'm a little bit of an empath in some capacity, and there's times when I walk into places and it just stops me. And it's heavy, and something's going to happen here before, or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, like you have some.
You have that sense.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I don't see dead people. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
it's okay if you did.
No, but I don't. But I feel, you know. But when there's a good space of that good energy, that's, you know, you kind of know, you feel that,
and you take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why we don't have any TVs. Like everyone's like, you have to put a TV.
Oh,
in.
in your inside, yeah,
like,
right.
What is this, Applebee's? No.
I was like, no.
Turn a TV.
There's no TV.
So wearing
here.
pins and singing "Happy Birthday" loudly to everybody. Knows.
Yeah. So you put the patio, and then you have that backyard area too.
Yeah, in the back courtyard area, we just got pavers. We got sort of like a European sitting wall.
Nice.
It's gorgeous. So
I'll have to come see it. Yeah.
Please do.
Yes. And then I love, as a business owner, your pro stickers for your little stools outside. They have business, mine's on there, and my friend's is on there.
Pro stickers. Oh my gosh.
You don't like scrape them off. I love that because I can always see some new businesses on there. They'll put their sticker on the little, there's like a little metal like chair.
You take one of our stickers over there.
I know, I should.
I'll take a few.
Yeah.
I'll sticker it up.
Sticker it up. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Could you tell us about, we talked a little bit about it earlier about, you know, you showcase art a lot in there. And
tell us.
If you started that from the get-go, or if, you know, that kind of happened randomly, or.
Yeah, so I started right away, and I ran into a local artist, and he was just getting started, having a little bit of difficulty getting rid of his pieces, and they were gigantic. I mean, they were 3 feet by 3 feet, a tiger into a sun with the background, and just this color party.
Okay.
It was amazing. And lo and behold, you know, $400 later, somebody comes in, buys his art. And for them, they were like, you know, this piece is a one of a kind. You will never find this in a store. And it's not like it's $1,000 or $5,000. It's $400. And this is probably, you know, 400 hours of this man's time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that I put his art up, and then he successfully sold probably $5,000 worth of art.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Like through you guys?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Because I forget you do that too, where it's like it's available. Like you're showcasing it, but it can be purchased, or do you purchase it?
Everything can be purchased.
That's really cool. Yeah. I love that.
Yep. And the good part about it is, you know, we ask the artists to maintain their work. So please stop in every couple months. If we need to move it, I always call them because it's their work.
Yeah.
And then we don't take any of the proceeds.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's nice.
They work so hard.
Yeah. That's very time consuming. So it's all passion, because if people are doing this for profit, that's you do like maybe do prints.
Yeah. Some people do prints too. Yeah. With your when I come in, there is a chalkboard that has the like drink of the day or week or whatever. How do you come up? Do you and your staff have fun with that, or like how do you like think of so many new things like constantly?
Well, we typically we're starting last week. We started on the winter drinks, and I just think of flavor combinations that I like, and I try to like not go anywhere else. And I don't watch a lot of commercials, so whatever we come up with is just through our own creative tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
nice and organic. And
we just have fun with it. Try the flavors out. Make sure the coffee can hold, you know, the flavor profile that we're trying to push.
Okay. Oh,
and sometimes it's teas too. Like you'll do
chais.
I love chai.
Cold brew, sweet creams. Yeah.
I'm in a cold brew stage of my.
Yeah, you like cold brew. Do you have a go-to?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
My go-to is an Ethiopian coffee with cream.
Okay.
Now, speaking of.
Yes, there's a story about an Ethiopian, your coffee. I've read a little bit, but I was not clear about this. Is that something that you can share with us?
Which story?
So there was a person.
It said that there was a person who came in and they, did it say they drank the Ethiopian coffee?
Yeah. Where did I read that? I was doing some research and
it was an article.
Ethiopian coffee story.
Someone came in and they tried it and they were like blown away by it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like one of the best cups of coffee.
Okay.
There's a coffee from Hawaii that's like $60 a bag. So our Ethiopian is a single origin, but we have like 4 different farmers. I purchased my coffee from Rival Brothers, who's a local roaster out of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And they have relationships with different farmers around the world.
I see.
And the coffee costs a little bit more, but it's worth it because it goes all the way back to the farmers and to the people who work for them.
And you know where the beans are coming from. You know exactly how, their journey to you, right? It's not warehouse in some place in Hackensack, New Jersey for 4 months before it gets to you. I don't know why I came up with Hackensack. It's the first town that came to my mind.
Hackensack.
I've never been there. Yeah.
You've never been to Hackensack?
I've never been, but it just kind of rolled off my tongue.
Wow.
I have never been to Hackensack.
I've been to Hackensack.
There is a Hackensack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to have to try. I've not tried the Ethiopian yet.
Yeah.
So is it a like a hot coffee you suggest? Like,
I mean, I don't suggest. It's sort of like wine.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's like a thick, like a dark roast, right?
No, light.
It's a light roast. Okay.
It's a very light roast because you want to get all the fruity flavors.
Okay.
From the coffee bean from the Ethiopian, and that's something that is, for people who are coffee geeks. They want a lighter roast because they want more caffeine.
More caffeine. That's right. Right.
Just like the cold brew drinkers.
Right.
Dear Javi. Those are the caffeine fiends.
Yes.
you can taste it in a cold brew for sure.
And it doesn't affect me. I don't drink coffee to stay up because I'm.
No, I think we've said before, for me and my dad, it kind of mellows us, ironically.
Yeah, it actually.
I think we start hyper without coffee. So then coffee kind of chills us out a little bit. It balances that hyperness.
I've mentioned this a few times, and I don't want to.
And it doesn't keep me up either. My body, it's just like a little treat. But I'm also a latte person, so it's not a lot of caffeine. Like,
what's your favorite?
I like, so there's this, I don't know if you've heard of it, it's a milk that's MYLK, and it's oat/coconut milk. So I always have that with a vanilla latte because the coconut will bring out like the vanilla a lot. So I usually just get like a vanilla latte as my go-to, but always iced.
And sugar?
No. It's, the vanilla is the sugar.
Oh, the vanilla. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm more like an Americano too, so I like the iced Americano. So just.
Any cream, any sugar?
Yeah, I like cream, and
Like
then
cream?
I put stevia.
Oh, stevia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if I do any syrup, I'm gonna sound like I'm talking out both sides of my mouth. I don't like the vanilla scent candles, but
But you like vanilla flavor.
I have like sugar-free vanilla syrup, a few pumps of that stuff just to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like,
Heat it up.
he likes vanilla a lot. I didn't like the sugar-free. You gave me some in it.
No, you don't.
It didn't taste like vanilla.
Now, when I want to have a straight up coffee, like I'm in Puerto Rican, a cortadito, which is basically some heavy, like, a nice espresso, just, good.
Cortadito?
Yeah. That's in the Cuban coffee or Puerto Rican. So you have that after a meal, hot. And just
Yum.
My go-to hot coffee is Colombian coffee. Yeah. But now I'm like eager to try the Ethiopian.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really like trying to like hot coffee more because it's really hard to make iced coffee at home. Personally, I just struggle with it.
So this is becoming the coffee episode part 2.
Yeah. I mean, I knew we'd start chatting about coffee.
Absolutely. Let's ask, have a little fun here. We're calling this Coffee Confessions.
It just turned into coffee confessions.
So,
oh Lord, I'm in trouble now.
Is there any unusual requests that you've ever gotten for coming in? Somebody comes in, I want a half decaffeinated, half calf with a triple shot of this or whatever, and any
pumps of vanilla.
Some weird thing that there's no room for coffee at the end of all of that.
Yeah. So no, we like it that our customers can order whatever they want and customize it because that's what we do.
Right.
And we make sure you like it and that we made it to your liking. So I don't really ever feel like weird, but, and I can say this because I know this customer since he was 5 years old.
Okay.
But I have a customer who comes in and says, hi, can I get an iced coffee with like 18 sugar in the raws? Do you know what sugar in the raw is?
Oh, those little packets that's like real sugar cane coffee,
it's
right?
brown. and
Yeah,
it's-
the brown
Right.
packet.
It's bigger. It reminds you of like rock candy that you
Yeah.
used to eat
Yeah.
on a stick.
Yeah, it's hard to.
How many of those?
Like 15, 18. And so you pour the iced coffee in, and then there's like this layer of sand in the bottom.
Sounds like Dunkin' Donuts. it's just
Layer of sand. It does
I
look like sand.
I'll take
Yeah.
a sip and just choke on sugar, like when I go to Dunkin'.
And I was like, what is it about this? He's like, he's like, it's like a candy treat. It's like a coffee, sugar.
Just get some Pop Rocks.
How old's this person? Because that's gonna catch up to them. At
He's
some point.
51 years old.
Hi, she's like
Oh
my
my-
age.
I went to school with him. Are you 51?
I'm 52.
Oh, okay.
So
Same age.
all right.
Yeah.
Class of '88.
91.
90, okay. Yeah. So my wife is 91. So you were Dover High?
Yes.
What?
What's her name?
Lisa
Lisa Stan.
Fabrizio is the last name.
I know Lisa Fabrizio.
Did you?
We grew up in the same development and rode the school bus.
What? In Centennial?
Our last guest knew my mom too.
Bicentennial Village? Bicentennial? Or no?
No, I lived in the Hamlet.
In the Hamlet.
And she lived in the Hamlet.
That's when I actually met your mom.
Is that
when she
was that
at Patriot
Erin's
Drive.
connection too? Our Belle Boutique
Yeah.
was it Hamlet she was talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. We
You
found out.
lived in Hamlet?
Yep.
All right.
It's
So yes,
crazy.
people. For those of you who don't understand what's happening here, it's like, well, Delaware is very small, like especially in Central Delaware. So, amazing.
She's a sweet girl. Always was.
So yeah, she is.
Mm-hmm.
She's very
Smart.
Very smart.
polished.
She's still teaching first grade. So
And it was just funny that you said that because you know Erin, and Erin apparently played with my mom's little sister in that
she
development as
yeah, 'cause
well.
she knew her. Yeah, she was friends. She's younger, so she Angela, her youngest sister.
She was like, "Oh, I knew your mom when I was younger." That's crazy.
Wow, amazing.
It's just it being the same neighborhood, so ironic. It's
yeah.
crazy.
So I started dating 1992.
Okay.
So were you living there during that time?
No.
Okay,
I was at college.
Okay, so yeah, right, that's right. Okay. All right, so people, we're gonna get back to this, but we're gonna have a nice
Sorry.
conversation after this.
That's
I'm
cool.
gonna-
No, I love when
This is really good
when
stuff.
it happens like that. Now, because you brought it up, when you were in college, did you have a go-to coffee shop?
I did. And it was right on Main Street. And what was it called?
Main Street Coffee? No.
No. It was called Brouhaha.
Brouhaha.
Nice.
And
Shout out to Brouhaha.
shout out to Brouhaha. And I still go there.
I haven't been.
If I go to Newark, I go there and I go visit Little Goat. And I know it sounds really silly, but like I go to Brouhaha and get something, and then I get something from Little Goat, and then I make my way south to Dover.
Okay.
Hey, you have that's what you do.
Yeah.
I have
yeah.
like the cups and the,
Yeah.
just support them.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since Brouhaha, I love the name. How did you come up with your name for House of Coffi? Is it something you kind of always were gonna do?
Well, I wanted to have the artistic vibe, and I also wanted to incorporate music. So, like when we did the open mic nights before COVID, we did a lot of open mic nights, open poetry nights, and so I kind of was like, kind of like House of Bluesy kind of thing,
Cool
and
place.
and then got off that. And coffee, COFFI, is actually Welsh. That's how you spell it in Welsh.
Oh, okay.
OFFI.
Yeah, we were. You brought that up about the spelling.
Well, thank you for answering the question we didn't ask, but we were about to ask.
Oh, the coffee.
Yeah.
How you spelt it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So COFFI.
Because there's a lot of reasons people will change how you spell.
Like chica.
Like chica, I spell wrong on purpose because it looks better. So I was gonna ask you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Chica.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time in Wales doing like food service. My aunt and
Wow.
uncle had a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
And then my cousin has a bed and breakfast and a pizza shop.
Okay.
And so
You were destined to open something.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like helping her with the children and then watching her manage, this little restaurant and the kitchen and the kids, and it just looked like a cool life as a young girl. But I'm really connected to my Welsh family and super proud of those
That's really
roots.
cool. Welsh. Wow.
Has there been? I've never owned a coffee shop. But I can imagine there's some obstacles you face sometimes. Like when you started, were there things that you had to like really utilize creativity to, pivot, adjust, and especially when the pandemic happened? Like, could you share a little bit about that?
Sure.
And any obstacles you might face, like starting a coffee shop? I'm sure that's a huge change from going from your past job to this.
It is and it's not. I mean, because when you're doing a medical device company, if I was so passionate about my device that like I wanted to figure out the best way, and I wanted to be like, I wanted to know as much about the pathophysiology as I could so that I would really be able to have a high level conversation with the physicians who know way more about medical than I did. But I wanted to understand it because I really believed in it. And the same with the coffee world. Like, I read so many books, and I read a lot about coffee, where it comes from, how's it work, what's the industry worldwide, what's going on with it, and then what can I do as a really small person, like just a little tiny change in that industry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So creatively, I just started to learn everything I could, right?
Yeah.
And then I had to get my name out there. So then I learned the platform of like Instagram. And then I had to get a Google site, and then I had to do advertising, and then I had to do marketing. So there was just a lot of transferable, what do you call this? Good Lord.
A lot of actions that you had to take.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the things that you're practicing over there, and habits, and just work ethic, and the way you kind of did, you implemented over here, but
strategies, planning, yes, forecasting.
Right.
But then, you're like, okay, well, I have to have a really cool picture. So what do I do? Oh, I can't go to work early and capture a sunrise on the bricks.
Yeah.
I capture a cup of coffee that looks unique. So then I was like tapping into my own creative.
Yes.
And, talk about fulfillment.
Now we're getting to the meat. Yeah. So this is exactly. So you're trying to solve a problem. You're trying to figure it out, and you're learning while you're doing it. So there's no excuses, people. You just have to find that why and what that spark is, and just go for it.
But timing is everything too. Like, if you're thinking about it, just start. Don't start and go make the investment. Start with your planning. Make your business plan.
Yes.
And rehab your business plan, and let somebody poke holes in it. And assume you have a location. Call and find out how much rent is. What is it per square foot? How much are you going to make? What do you think you're going to make?
Yeah.
And then take that, what you think you're going to make, and cut it by 50%.
Yes.
I feel that so hard.
Err to the side of caution.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Am I talking too much?
No, that's what we
this
want.
is what we want, because you're showing a lot of things that we always talk about and people know, but when you hear somebody else tell their story and how you did it, you're validating a lot of us, but also showing people like this is doable. There's these moments that people have that make shifts in their lives, and it could be the health of a child, it could be the motivation to be with your kids, or it could be something else. But a lot of folks get so much nose in the grindstone with life in the grind that they forget to kind of step back and say, okay, is this what I really want? Is this really my purpose? Is this something that, how can I impact some, the world? How can I be of value? And you had those moments. I can tell that you slowed down enough to kind of ask those questions to yourself and make those shifts.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm trying to say is have the courage, because it takes courage to do that.
And if something fails or changes, at least you tried and you pursued. Then you just changed. How can I do this differently? Or you know what, this isn't what I want to do anymore. I'm going to change it. And we always encourage that. It's okay to change your mind or start something all of a sudden. There's nothing wrong with it. Just as long as you're happy and you're being creative, that's
and
what's important.
Listen to those voices, not the negative voices that are telling you not to do it. It's that urge, that pull. We all have that. It's what makes. I've had people tell me like this. What stirs your heart? What makes you come alive? Right? Go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell people that. I mean, a lot of us feel like handcuffed in because of a 401k. Because of, and they're like, I would never touch my $600,000 that I have in my 401k because I'm going to need that for retirement. Well, first of all, you're damn right you are. So keep it there,
right?
Or take a portion of it and invest it in yourself. that is, well planned and well thought through.
Right.
Right. We can't just go quit our jobs, but you also can't be handcuffed. Make a plan.
Right.
And think about it. But a lot of people feel like, oh my God, think about it when your children were young, and I don't know what you were doing, but particularly for a single mother or for a father who is, managing a family financially, the provider, they're like, I have 4 mouths to feed and a family. Like, I can't go without medical insurance, and I can't pay $6,000 a month for my family on medical insurance.
Right.
So guess what? I'm here for 20 years.
Yeah.
Or I'm here for 18 more years. So,
wow. Yeah.
I mean, those are the realities of sort of, I feel like when I talk to people, what
They feel stuck.
their feet are in the cement.
Yeah.
And the only thing that will put them out is, lifestyle changes, hey, go down to 1 car,
Right.
make whatever financial sacrifice you can make, because you can still take care of your family, feed your passion,
Right.
and do it. But you just have to think about it ahead of time,
Yeah.
plan it.
And
If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you're so wise.
She's wise to hear her whole speech.
No, love that. And I think it's also like, we're going to experience pain. So pick our pain, right?
Yep.
So, what's the
There's
cost
gonna be
of
growing
staying here,
pains.
or what's the cost here? And obviously, I love how you say it, because you don't want to sit there planning forever, but there has to be a level of responsibility and making sure you're not just rushing the fields, and just doing it the correct way, but inch forward. Even you don't have to go strides, but at least you're moving towards that goal and that dream.
Right. Even if somebody's working like 3 hours on a Sunday, instead of, watching mindless show or something, which you may need that downtime, fine, whatever. People say that to me, but take 3 hours. If you have a passion, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, you'll find a way.
Exactly.
You'll find a way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, with passions, you can also, not necessarily you changing your passion, but adding other ones. So could you tell us about the climb a little bit and where that came from?
Yes. So Kathy and I have been friends for like 20 years. And she was interviewing like local business owners. And her first one was Erin.
Oh, perfect.
Erin Tweets.
Yes.
So she's the owner of Belle Boutique. We all love Belle Boutique and Poppy, Golden
Yes.
Poppy. And so she interviewed Erin, and then she called me and said, hey, do you want to do an interview? And I was like, sure. And we did an interview, but we held it at the House of Coffi. Mm-hmm. Well, some really, really, really funny things ensued at that first interview. And one was like her eating an acai bowl for the first time, and then me saying something funny right as she put the bite of acai in.
Okay.
Proceeding.
And then what happened?
It came out.
Yeah, but it didn't just come out. It came out like Skittles, lines of Skittles out her mouth and her nose.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm over here laughing. And this older lady is like there with her granddaughter, and she's like, is she okay? So I have to like pull myself together and be like, are you okay? Well, without further ado, I pick her up, and she's short. And so I'm 5'5". I pick her up, and I'm like giving her like a Heimlich maneuver. And she goes, Kristin, put me down.
I'm not joking.
So
So was this a live stream, or were you recording?
we were live.
Live.
But the acai bowl happened after.
Okay.
And so
There was chemistry there too. You guys sense it between both of you.
yeah, like we crack up.
That's cool.
And then we had to have a second one. And then she's like, oh, do you want to like just, because we had like a few people call us and say like, that was really funny. You guys should like do another one. We want to hear like about your silly lives.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want to do another one? And I said, I have a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
Add podcasts to that resume, or like, the responsibilities.
Yes. So I would pretty much just show up and just be silly and funny and
Be yourself.
add my 2%.
I love it.
That's cool.
And when did that start?
Oh my goodness. I would have to ask Kath for that. I don't remember.
Had it been over a year?
Oh,
No?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So we're working towards a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right now we're on a creative break.
Okay.
I have a lot going on in my life personally, as well as with the business, looking to open another site.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously,
You heard it here first, people.
that's right.
Things are happening.
Right.
Awesome.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Is that very on the low? Like,
yes.
Okay.
It isn't anymore once episode 9 comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many viewers do you have? Like 3 million?
About 3 million. We're working on 4 right now.
That's awesome.
We'll get there.
Awesome.
We're getting there.
All right.
Every listener counts.
We gotta. We're building the product. We're building the concept and delivering on a good, the good product. So that's our goal the first year.
And the priority is just showing up.
Right.
That's sometimes people fall off with wanting to have a podcast and things just because, life gets crazy and then it just kind of falls off. But I think that we force let's try once a week. And sometimes we take creative breaks like we did. I think it was
season 1. We had
to take, and it was so needed and it was nice.
And now we're like recording every week and we're releasing an episode every week from now through February.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. And do your listeners expect it?
What's nice is they're like...
No. I think we're creating that expectation now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. In the beginning, it was kind of erratic. It might be like every 10 days or twice a month. It's just kind of here and there. But now season 2, we kind of got a good groove. We have a good process, a good system.
Yep. So, and then February, take your creative break.
Yeah.
And then anyone who comes across it can just catch up.
Right.
And
discover us, right?
Yeah, it's nice. There's like this archival of like so many good things.
Because we had 19 episodes season 1 and this is 9. We're going to have 28?
Yep. I think so, yeah.
At the end of
well,
season
19
1.
plus 9.
No, but at the end of season 2, season 2 is going to have close to 30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said 9.
Oh, you're good.
No, but it's 28 to now. But then it's another total. Yeah. So we got it. We're hustling. For me, Mom, Dad here, it's like I get to see her every week.
I know.
That's all I get.
I love it.
we also meet on Mondays and hang out.
Yeah, we meet on Mondays. We have daddy-daughter conversations, and we also plan.
And we over coffee.
Yeah, and then we just.
That's we always say, like, how people say you break the bread with people, we break the beans. So whenever I meet a new person or we do, it's called face-to-face, is through this master networks we do. We personally like meeting people at coffee shops. I think it's a great way to, you're not shoving your face, which is nice. Yeah. And I mean, if you are, it's like a little croissant or something. Yeah. And it's just a nice way to like get to know someone based on like their order and just chat. And it's a little easier than like a restaurant or like at an office where it's like quiet and kind of awkward. It's a really good way to break the ice.
Yeah. And it's also less expensive sometimes.
If you can treat someone pretty easy when it's just a cup of coffee.
And I'm one of those that I'm like, I'll take care of it. I don't want that conversation. Just I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to have that.
Enough
awkward,
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I lay that out from the beginning. I'll take care of that. You get me next time.
So have you ever interviewed Megan?
I should.
No, because I think the first episode we like vaguely talked about ourselves.
I need to interview Chica.
I know.
Because there's an alter ego there. I need to. That's a great idea, Kristin. I think I might do that. Ladies and gentlemen, soon we're going to have the Chica episode.
Yes. Well, she has a lot to say.
She does.
And she's so organized. I was so impressed by her. And I always say, like, I'm not impressed by much. I'm never impressed by, like, anything, right? It would always be, like, a character or a skill set. And she had both character and skill set.
Right.
I met with her for a meeting about Chica and her business, and she was very organized, professional, polished, and beautiful, kind, well-spoken. I mean,
thank you.
You need to be interviewed.
Yeah, I think I might.
I'm always open to be on the climb too.
Oh,
if you guys take anyone.
Yes, I would love to interview you on the climb.
Well, we all know what the secret sauce is in this show, so. So yes, I think I might consider that, putting you on. But I taught her everything she knows.
Oh.
Now I'm learning from her.
The teacher, excuse me.
You're fine.
It's okay.
The teacher is taught.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. And
we always say that we teach each other too.
Yeah, we have really good, like your sister, Bella. Now, not as much, but for a long time, we get in the car, the three of us doing something, and she's like, "You guys are always talking about business and goals and stuff," and like she was engaging with us. Now she works here full time, so she kind of understands what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but that's how we connect, Yeah, we talk about. Stuff
that's our commonalities. We have a lot of commonalities, and we always joke about how people wanted us to disagree a lot on the podcast, but it just doesn't happen because we always have the same.
We're going
to
do a segment called "We Disagree," just to kind of create that.
We did a little bit with old school, new school, but
that's coming out Friday. Friday, by the way.
Yeah,
you're gonna love that. On this Friday, it's called Old School, New School. We bring all things marketing and communications that from 80s, 90s, and then what she has, and then see where there's overlap and what's relevant, and we have a really cool discussion. So
okay, and you may disagree.
I think it was a very small disagreement.
There was a few, yeah, just one or two. It wasn't much. Nobody walked out of the room.
Or if we do, we come to a common like agreement. Like it could be something simple as like, are billboards necessary? Like, then we'll kind of like chat about it. And
So when you're listening to this or watching it, that is episode 5. Because I said it was this Friday, but when you listen to this, go back to episode 5, and that's the Old School, New School. Let's do this. We're actually coming down to the end here. Let's talk. I want to end this really fun with some fun questions, whimsical questions.
Oh, Lord. This makes me nervous.
I know. The gotcha question, right?
I know.
This is one we like to ask a lot of people because it's kind of a nice thought-provoking one. If you could have a cup of coffee with any historical figure, who would it be, and what would you talk about? Anybody?
Skip.
Be a celebrity.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, no problem. So it could be a celebrity. It could be, it could be anybody.
There's a lady who comes up with quotes, and I like a simple quote, and I think her name is Maya Angelou.
Oh, Maya, yes.
And I would love to have a million coffees with that woman. Okay. I feel like just the things she says are just so spot on.
Yeah, she's a very wise lady. My sister met her once.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
In Reston. We grew up in Virginia, in Reston, Virginia.
Yep.
And she was a photographer, and she did an event called an a cappella event, actually, where
I remember
Pentatonics
that.
actually
they were there.
won there before they became Pentatonics. So for some reason, the promoters there were promoting some other show in D.C., and they needed a photographer. Maya Angelou was speaking, and she was asked to be the photographer of that event in D.C., and she got to spend some time with her and met her. And? Yeah, and her feelings towards her were like, she's a sage, like this wise spirit.
Yes. And she just overflows. She's like a fountain.
Absolutely.
We'll just
great answer. See,
we'll just make this little bit a reel and tag her, and we'll see what happens. Like, hey, we have someone who really wants to meet you.
Yeah. But she was, at the time, I think she did a lot of stuff with Oprah. I think Maya Angelou at the time and stuff. So she was already really big. I think now the myth of Maya Angelou, like after she passed away, and then she's just bigger than life. But she was when she was alive. She was bigger than life.
Yeah.
So good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, for me, it would be Lincoln or George Washington.
We've had a lot of people say Lincoln on the podcast.
But I like her.
Now,
you want to ask her one? A nice whimsical?
If your life were a coffee flavor, what would it be?
Boom.
Wow. My life? I have done so much in my life.
Oh, my gosh. No pressure.
Absolutely no pressure felt. I wish there was a skip button. No, seriously. My drink would be a hot mocha latte. And the reason would be that's my favorite drink.
Okay.
Easy.
But I think like just staying grounded and, good times, bad times. When you're flying high, remember who you are, remember where you came from. And a latte is not super, it doesn't have sweet cream and add this and add that. It's just a straight up, small mocha latte.
Love it.
Love that.
Straight to the point.
WYSIWYG.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Yep.
Do you have, as a owner of a coffee shop, do you have a favorite season that do you like Christmas time for making all the different drinks and things, like coming up with names? And do you have a favorite season? Like, do you like summer more? Or?
Yeah. Definitely Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually not a Halloween person. Like, I never was a Halloween person. I'm not, putting skeletons up.
Do you like fall?
I like fall.
But you're a Christmas girl?
I'm a summer girl. And a Christmas girl.
When's your birthday? What season?
July 13th.
I'm a July, too.
You are?
Yeah. But
July's. Lisa's July.
July 13th.
My mom's July. You're July.
Yeah.
Lisa's July, too?
Yeah, July
21st.
21st.
I'm 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of July
My mom is
babies.
7th.
Oh,
So then are you a Cancer?
I am.
Yes, you are. I'm a Leo.
Boy. Every time you guys...
I have to bring it up. It
That's
tells
fine.
a lot
Go
about a person.
have your horoscope conversation. I'll stay here. And
It tells a lot about a person, including, I mean, just like a coffee.
I know, you're fine.
Yeah.
No issues here.
Because mom's a Cancer, so I'm a Leo, and then my friend is an August Leo, and it's crazy the difference between July Leos and August
but
Leos.
you're a cusper.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so you have some cancerian
Yeah,
traits,
Okay.
tendencies.
tendencies.
Yeah, I'm emotional. That's where my
Right,
my
wait,
Cancer-
really?
Yeah,
God.
yeah, I'm very emotional. I'm gonna call it.
Do I need to leave the room?
I'm gonna call
no.
it. I'm passionate.
Megan cannot play poker. There's
No.
I know her tells. Very easy. I could,
Yeah,
you would not be
I
able-
wear everything. Like
yeah.
I don't hide anything, which is good. I like being open.
So what am I? So I know we've had this in several episodes in the past, but
I always forget.
I'm Sagittarius. Any judgments of me?
I don't know a lot about Sagittarius. Like I need to look more
We're
into
mysterious,
that.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So
You do
Any
need
comments?
to look into it.
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything about
Considering you're a business partner.
but it doesn't. I guess there's a special wherever I am because having raised 3 daughters,
You know more about your Harry Potter
yeah.
house
Oh, yeah.
than you do
You're a Harry Potter person.
No.
Okay. So let's finish this because we're with a few two more fun questions just to see the type of person, because this is how we judge people.
Okay.
Favorite-
hey, no
fa-
judgment.
Sorry.
No judgment.
Lovingly.
Lovingly.
So sorry, we're fruit inspectors. We're just checking the fruit in the tree.
I've never heard that.
Thank you for laughing. Bad joke.
Sounds better than judgy.
Right.
It's okay. I'll
Favorite
take it.
movie.
Yeah. What?
Favorite movie.
Oh my God, I hate this question.
It's a broad question.
Well, if you ask me what
I
favorite
have
movie
mine.
is,
I have mine though.
What's yours?
Little Woman.
Little Woman?
which version?
Little Women.
Little
The
Women?
new one I prefer.
Okay. That's your favorite movie?
Oh yeah. Top favorite.
Okay.
How did you not know that?
Because it changes every
No, it
5
does.
minutes.
It doesn't. He
Oh.
just didn't listen.
Oh.
But before
It's
Little
not-
Women, it wasn't Little Women.
Is it? Well, yeah, but
That was like came out last year.
yeah, but I like the original too. But
Okay.
I like the new one and the book, of course. So
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
top favorite movie of all
All right,
time.
but
Little Women.
Kristen's evading the question by asking.
I'm
you a
giving her
question.
more time.
Okay.
I'm helping her right now.
You are.
I'm blabbing so she can think.
You are.
I mean, you're a sci-fi person, action, or
I'm
like
action, sci-fi, not sci-fi, no. So I like this movie by Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino.
oh yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Okay.
But I like boxing and rough stuff. Like I'm very not into like
So, like-
drama.
Okay.
So like thriller action.
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want to tell us yours? Since
Yes,
you're
I
so
do.
adamant on like
I want to know what
that.
yours
Of
is.
course, you would have a favorite movie.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
Of course.
Are you serious?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
I am.
I mean, have you? The name of their business is Star Wars related.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's partly, but
You know
it
that's
comes
where it
from
came
that,
from.
high ground, But
Is there like something for a Star Wars person, like a Trekkie? But what are they called? Star
Oh.
Wars.
weirdos. No, just kidding. No,
I don't know the
no,
name.
there is not a name. No,
Oddball.
I mean,
It's not really odd if you love Star
Yeah.
Wars.
I went to
more-
yesterday. I swung into Amity and they had a tip jar. It was either Marvel or Star Wars.
okay.
So I
that's
put
cute.
I put Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Right now, your youngest, she doesn't listen to this, so she's not gonna know. She turns 14, so she's
Oh.
in the stage now where she's shifting from lightsabers and Star Wars with me and stuff, and we like Hamilton and all that, and that's great. But now it's this conflict between that and Taylor Swift.
She's a new
Like
Swiftie.
too old for toys, too young for boys, kind of stage
She's
in
a
her
cool
world.
kid.
And you remember, because they'll teeter. One day they'll be running the world, and the next day they want to like act like an 8-year-old again,
Right.
suck their thumb and lay on your lap.
Yeah,
Right. And she's in that stage right now.
absolutely.
And it's
Saying that.
okay.
It is okay. I love
It's
that.
perfectly fine.
I feel comfortable because this is like the third try. We had Megan. I didn't know what to do over here, and I'm
I was
glad
the
didn't at
easiest
least
kid.
put
Are
it
you
out.
kidding me?
You were.
No college, and I met my husband, and he's gonna be my husband by the end of the month.
Yeah, there was only one person ever.
I met him when I was 14.
Yeah, I never-
and we get married in November.
Yeah.
So.
Congratulations.
Isn't that awesome? I never have to be like, who's that? What's his name? No, it's just always Trevor.
It was
Hey,
so-
Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
My high school sweetheart.
yeah, he's a
That
good
is
guy.
amazing.
So it'll be 11 years in November dating.
I'm so proud of you.
Where's the wedding?
So we live on a private property. We live on a farm, so we're gonna have it there. We're getting married with immediate family in November, but our wedding's next year. We're doing a big wedding next year.
Oh, okay.
But then we're getting intimate wedding elopement this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why the difference?
Well, a lot of different things. I think we wanted both. We wanted to experience it with immediate family, but then I also I was a wedding photographer, and I loved the
party.
I always wanted to have a wedding and and a party. So
to celebrate. We're
we can do
friends.
both. Yeah, exactly. So friends and family. So then, and it gives me time to we had a long engagement, and then we're planning wedding. I wanted at least a year to plan, so it worked out really well.
I love it.
So we're gonna.
Yeah, we're like on for the ride. I mean, I'm easy like Sunday morning. So just tell me.
Yeah, tell you where to go.
Thanks, Q, for laughing at that one. Appreciate it. I try. Sometimes people laugh, sometimes they
That's
don't.
the first time Q's laughed.
I know.
I guess we're not funny, Kristin.
I think he fell asleep over there.
I know. Hopefully not, because he's in charge of our engineer back there. No, he's all good.
I'm teasing Q.
We were. What's interesting about this conversation is we talked about this, Megan and I. I'm not surprised, and even though I just met you today, I feel like I knew you. You have this great spirit.
Oh.
And I know a lot of people who know you because we have a lot of the same circles. I'm very involved in this Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board. There's a lot of people who we need to know, and I know that know us.
Yeah.
But you said early about this that this feels good. It's going to be a really cool.
Oh yeah, I could tell.
Chill conversation, and it has been. It's just a wonderful time, and hopefully, we like to dive deep in our shows, but we also want to get to know the people that we're here because we all have goals. We all try to find our purpose, and we're all driven in some capacity. And if somebody just hears one nugget or something to nudge them over, then we've done our job.
Yes.
And we're here about empowering and inspiring, and that happens when we just have nice conversations, nothing formal. And when you sprinkle a little coffee in the middle of that, all kinds of magical things can happen.
And you are so empowering and inspiring.
Yeah,
and we're so
we
happy
are.
to have you on.
I am.
Thank you.
You inspire me.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted you on forever ago.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm really happy that you said yes.
Absolutely. Thank you. It was my honor. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Even though I'm still nervous.
We talked
You
for an
don't seem
hour.
nervous.
We've been talking for a full hour.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Do you have, to wrap up, a piece of advice for anyone who's a creative, who's maybe on the fence about moving forward and taking the leap? Do you have any advice?
I just say start today. And that doesn't mean empty your bank account out. That means start today. Write down a paragraph and just keep a little notebook and make notes. Watch some movies, watch some podcasts, listen to this podcast a little bit more so you can get more energy to realize what your passion is and to give you encouragement to follow it, because it might not happen overnight, right? So make it a 5-year goal and keep your notebook with you all the time, and then go back and look where you started. If you buy the notebook today, go back and when you're
when it's full
on Megan's 1-year anniversary.
Nice.
Go back and look. And it's amazing. You'll be surprised how far you came, what you thought about, and you're going to be so much closer to reaching your goal and passion.
Wow, that was worth the price of admission right there, and that's
Absolutely.
awesome advice.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
Start today. So
Wanna send us out?
I would love to. So that, Right Brainers, wraps up another gem of an episode here on the creative side of things. If you want to, do you want to talk about the YouTube?
Yeah, so if you want to see our smiling faces, you can catch us on YouTube. So, or if you want to listen, you can listen to us.
Because some of us are always on the go.
I'm a watcher, you're a listener.
I'm a listener. So if you're on the go all the time, we have your back. You can tune in and let your creativity flow, whether you're on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and even Google Podcasts.
Right. So
we're practically everywhere.
Yeah. So our community is growing. We call them our right brainers. So we all have a right brain and a left brain. Some people don't use their side, that side. So we help them kind of
nurture it
and kind of tap into that side. So we appreciate your love and your commitment to us and your belief in us as we continue to grow this community and kind of get the message out and inspire and empower people. So thank you again, everybody.
Always remember that the world needs your creativity. And like Kristin said, just start today.
That's right.
Go create something.
Go create something.